Good evening, guys. Tony back again, Horror and Todge. Hope everyone's well on this Wednesday evening. So today I'm coming back with day 21 on my 31 days of horror. 10 left after this one. And today I watched David Cronenberg's 1986 sci-fi body horror classic, The Fly. So it's been a good few years since I've watched The Fly, and many a year to be fair. Always liked it when I was a kid growing up. I used to rent it all the time from the video store, and got this nice edition. I know Lauren's collection on here is a big Fly fan. I think it's her favourite film. And yeah, I thought I'd rewatch. It's probably been 10 years at least since I've watched The Fly, maybe more. So I thought, oh, give it a rewatch. I know the story roughly, but I thought I'll give it a rewatch and I'll do it for my 31 days of horror and give you guys a review. So this one stars Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis, and John Getz. And essentially, it's about Jeff Goldblum's character, whose name's Seth, and he meets Gina Davis at the very start of the movie at a business sort of event, and Gina Davis' character plays a reporter, and he sort of just says, do you want to report on sort of the biggest thing in the world that's going to happen, the best science project in the world? She's like, what are you on about? And she goes back to his apartment. It's a big apartment. It's in quite a rundown area, but it's a big space, and he's basically a scientist, and he's got these two like metapods, like pods, and he's trying to make human teleportation, so he can like get objects to move from one side of his apartment, which is massive, to the other in these pods. So he'll put something in, go on this computer, sort of set it all up, and it'll zap this plasma ray at them, make them disappear from here, from A, and then they'll come into pod B and come back, whatever. So yeah, he does this with a few minimal objects at first, and one of Gina Davis's tights. They sort of get a relationship between one another, I suppose, because she starts to document all his work so she can write a book or do an article. She's videoing it, all such as that. Then Seth decides to one night have a bit of alcohol when Gina Davis' character isn't there, and he thinks, right, I'm going to put myself in the pod and see if it works, see if I've done the right tweaks to teleportation of human beings, to sort of wipe out motor vehicles and aeroplanes and stuff. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to, so you can get in a pod, say in Australia, and be blasted over to England or wherever, that's what he's trying to achieve. So he gets in this pod, everything goes okay. He gets from A to B, but in his laboratory or apartment, he has this pet baboon that he's tried this experiment on. It's worked fine. He's done a test study on it, and the baboon's sort of got this fly buzzing around him, and you think, oh, this is going to end badly. And the fly gets in the pod with Seth and gets teleported together, basically, into the next pod. Anyway, Seth then becomes, Gina Davis' character comes back, and they make love and things. It's a love story. And then Seth starts to become really powerful and really confident. Starts growing these hairs out of his back, and just starts to become really weird. All his face starts to become scabbed up a little bit and things like that. And then he's sort of going around these clubs and stuff, and he ends up having this arm wrestle. It's a great scene, great body horror, one of the best body horrors you'll find. The Fly. David Cronenberg done a fantastic job with this one. And there's all sorts of gore in this. There's a scene where he's arm wrestling this guy, and all his bones pop out of his arm because he's that strong, you know. And yeah, and basically all that happens in the movie is Seth starts to become a human fly, well, a fly and a human sort of combined. So he starts to lose all his skin and his fingernails and his teeth, and really great effects this is if you haven't seen it. I'm not going to get too much into the story with Geena Davis. You'll have to see what happens. I suppose everyone's probably seen The Fly anyway, but you know, if you haven't, I'm not going to spoil it because there is a story with those two that's going off, what's quite significant. And yeah, it just plays on like that. But great body horror, and it's basically just about Geena Davis sort of trying to help him, you know, keep going to his house, and he's changing every day. He's changing more and more and getting more deformed and, you know, more fly-like, and he's sort of crawling on all fours across the ceilings and up the walls. And then he's some really sick parts where a fly, when they eat, they have to like digest their food, so they like basically like spew this acid onto the food and then sort of suck it back up into the body because they can't digest proper food. So that's what he has to start doing. So he's eating these donuts and he's spewing and puking on all these, and she's there, oh, you know, it's nasty. But yeah, absolutely fantastic film. I'm glad I revisited it because, oh, such a good film. I could watch it. Can't believe it's took me this long to watch it again, but what a film. I've just recently got this from Scream Factory. I got the box set. And I did have it on DVD somewhere in here, but I haven't even watched the DVD. But this is a fantastic transfer. But The Fly, yeah, David Cronenberg. If you haven't seen it, guys, oh, definitely see it. It's such a good film. Cronenberg had a way of sort of telling the story very simply. It's sort of over a period of months as well, but it's so fluent. I think it was well, you know, well thought out. I think he's so good at putting stories together, Cronenberg, with such a disturbing way. But yeah, I love it. Love Cronenberg. Love The Fly. Brilliant film. I'm going to give this 9.5 out of 10. Nearly a 10 out of 10. I don't think I'm going to ever give anything a 10 out of 10 because I don't know if anything can ever be perfect. But The Fly is absolutely fantastic. 9.5 out of 10, guys. So that's day 21. Let me know if you've seen The Fly. I suppose you all have. What me on about. But yeah, great film. I'll catch you tomorrow for day 22. I've been Tony, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Oh, and comment underneath if you need any questions answering or anything like that. So thanks a lot for watching.